We won't tell Jerry, we promise. We are back live here at the 2016 Causeway Scrabble Challenge. My name is Jesse Matthews. I am from Canada, here exclusively to provide commentary for Board 1 action here, along with Chris May of Australia.
Yes, Chris May, a very jet-lagged and still somewhat ill Chris May is here along with Jesse to assist him and undermine his professionalism with neurotic quips from the sideline.
Did you just call me Jesse Day?
No. Wait, did I?
I think you did.
Sorry, I'm completely exhausted.
It's okay. Everyone in this room does it at some point before they met us both, so it's just like, okay, I've accepted that forever. No one will ever confuse it the other way around. The other thing have Jesse Day, so you just do it up.
I do know better.
But we have a rematch between Nigel Richards and Esther Perrins in this round again, so no, that is not a mistake. However, there is a mistake in Esther's last name. It's been typoed, so if we can get the production crew to add an extra R to her last name, that would be great.
Nigel opens up with blind, which takes a few nice three-letter extensions at the front.
Purblind.
Purblind, sunblind.
That one, really? That might be Collins only. I don't know that one.
Valid. Yep.
There you go.
So we'll see if any of those go down. A couple of plays from the room that we picked up during the break there. Marlon Prudencio of the Philippines. Or does he represent Singapore these days? Philippines. Played an amazing triple-triple Yarmulka.
Yes.
At some point earlier in the day, which is, I think, one of the best I've seen on the boards today. And as far as the tournament standings go, Nigel is the only undefeated player after 6 rounds, which is, well, extremely ominous for the rest of the field. You do not want to give him a head start. And,
normally you want to hope for variance to be pushing him down for a bit longer, but no, that's not happening so far.
Moreover, it looks like he's staring at external as a play on his next turn here. So, all things are great in Nigel world at the moment.
Yeah, he may not be leaving table 1 anytime soon, given the way things are looking.
I was thinking we could just chuck him off and feature some other players, though.
They actually might do that.
If we get bored with him.
They may just do that.
Personally, I could watch Nigel play quite happily for 45 games because he's just so good. But
and Nigel's got external, so that's gone down very fast.
We wait to see if that floating E can be utilized by Esther on the next turn.
Oh, there you go. She's got some nice letters.
Certainly can. She has a triple-triple.
That's definitely what you want to have happen to get you right back in the game.
Yep. I see sintered. There's about 5 anagrams with that rack, so there might be other ones as well.
I'm trying to think of them all right now. Resident, inserted.
Nerdiest, trendies. In fact, sintered, I think, is the only one that triple-triples.
There you go. Look at that. Teamwork here between both of us. We got them all.
We found all 5 of the anagrams of an incredibly common 8-letter set.
Aren't we just amazing?
We are pretty amazing. Ooh, Nigel doesn't quite have OMAD horn, but that would be cool if he did have it. OMADHAUN. Yeah.
Nice play.
Doesn't look like he'll get it. But he does have the blank, so this game is getting off to a barnstorming beginning.
I think Esther has, she's bonus for sure. There you go, centered, very good.
Slapped it down pretty fast.
She's got to be feeling pretty good about that, you know. Shaking off the last game and getting right back into business. That's the mark of a good player.
Absolutely. So that OMAD horn, which I'm probably mispronouncing massively, was the only 8 with Nigel's rack, so he won't be bingoing on this turn.
OMAD horn, how do you spell that? With horn at the end and then O-M-A-T?
O-M-A-D-H-A-U-N.
OMAD horn.
OMAD.
Okay.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a really obscure Thai last name.
I don't know, I couldn't comment on that.
Maybe it's a player we just haven't discovered yet. Got his own last name out of the book.
Anyone out there knows what it means? Tell us in the chat, because I do not. More importantly, what will Nigel do?
Looks like he's made a short play, given his couple of fingers, put down a few tiles. Howl maybe, or something similar to this. Yeah, there's Howl.
Tricky follow-up rack for Esther. She's going to find it hard to ditch the Q and keep tiles that go really well together. Along with it, that Y and double I is spoiling things a bit for her.
So Merriam-Webster says, chiefly Irish, fool, idiot, simpleton for metaphor.
Cool.
It's not a very nice thing to say to your Thai friend. So Esther probably does something like QI, fairly standard at I.
Yeah, I think that's the play that leaps off the board, isn't it? Can't really argue with it. Rat could go either way. EILTY. Some, two vowel pickup, for example, would really ruin it. But there's an RA pickup, something like that would make it. So we'll wait and see what happens there. And Nigel has a bingo.
Oh, hang on. Let me. I didn't even look at its rack here before. I'm trying to exercise my brain here. I should be able to find this. Because I was looking out of the corner of my eye and seeing it was almost amusive, but I am looking for something else. Come on, Jesse.
Whether he chooses to play it, I guess he must play it. 60 points down. Probably horizontally. He plays the vertical one with the new hook that I forgot to think about, NYM.
Oh, I was dismissing that as just a French word. I know that from the very limited French I know, but there you go, mauvais.
Which means worst or something?
Usually something in a negative sense, yeah.
Oh, very nice pick up for Esther. Dielytra with that A is kind of leaping off the board at me, and may well be other things for her. So bingo heavy beginning, and Esther's going to come out of this early exchange ahead still, despite Nigel's mauvais. Oh, tiredly, of course, and yes. Mauvais hooks with the
E.
The E.
Yeah. Doesn't quite reach the double word score though. Too tiredly like that.
Still,
it's a nice play out.
Good options here for her. Yeah, double tree even if she's feeling cheeky, but it's obviously not the best. Yeah, I don't know, between Dielytra and Tidely. It's a slightly tough choice. I think if I were her, I might stick with Dielytra.
Yeah, I'm looking at the possible responses after both plays, and I think I like Dielytra a little bit better in terms of what it doesn't give back most of the time.
The NYM, it's a classic case of needing to learn your hooks as well as your words, isn't it?
Yes.
As a very much a new player in CSW 15, I would just have overlooked that 9 times out of 10.
It's kind of a tough one to spot. It's kind of like when Mike with the MIC got added in the last update. It's not natural to look at my like that.
I had to learn all those specifically as hooks, 2 to 3s, 3 to 4s, and I think I would have to do the same with CSW 15. So Dielytra goes down as semi-expected.
Semi-expected. Nice.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I think there was a case for Tidely, but happier, little bit happier with this.
It thinks opponent scores 49 on average after tire lead and only 44 after daylight shot. Okay.
Yeah, the difference was always going to be in the 1 to 2 ply zone. Oh, what a beautiful pickup!
If she had an open O, zero
Zero
gem,
yeah.
would be nice. If that we're on the same page here. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Thank you for your comments. Glad you are enjoying watching. And hopefully you'll be able to add some of your insight or ask questions as well. We like interaction from everyone, so. Looks like we've seen a woot woot.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about that rack of Nigel's.
He had J and another U.
He kept a U and I think maybe a T. So I think he might have kept Jut, which he's set up as he said 30 points with that level woot. So something that Nigel's very good at is maximising his letters over 2 turns, leaving himself with no risk of ruin. So that's really a classic Nigel play there. Most players would tunnel vision and play Jot or something like that. Doesn't quite give us the O she needed, which would have been really lovely. What can she do here? Very flexible rack, so probably worth her spending at least 2 to 3 minutes, I would think, making sure that she finds all of the good candidate players here.
Yeah, and Juco also plays Nick. That is a very good point. And in fact, I would probably play Juco personally. ART, I like how it combines.
Oh yeah, I only said Jot because we didn't yet know what he'd drawn. Yeah. I completely agree with Juco.
The setup, of course, would have been for Jut when he made the play, but Juco also plays and becomes our preferred play.
So having looked at this position of Esther's for 30 odd seconds now, it's actually a little short on really, really good options. I see J2 Miz is a very solid play in terms of score and leave. And, you know, you'd have to be happy with that, getting what 40 points, going a bingo up with a really excellent leave.
I would be tempted to play that fast, personally, and that's something we were talking about earlier, is not making a rush play, but I would be tempted to play it and not think about it.
No, I'd never play through a rack like this really fast. I think she's doing exactly the right thing.
Absolutely.
Whether she'll come up with anything better than Miz is pretty questionable. Woot. Doesn't quite work with the Z hook or anything.
Yeah, I was looking there too for the woots. Meze would leave a very strong lead, but of course does not score nearly as much as Miz.
I'm just reminding myself here that NYM doesn't take an S, so there is no bingo line.
Yeah, no hook. It looks like it should, but it does not. Oh, and it looks like actually Esther has played Meze, so maybe she didn't see Miz.
Well, that is an intriguing play. Not quite sure what the score difference was there, but substantial. She's given up, off the top of my head, it looks like around 15 points there to keep an IERS leave in preference to an EERS leave and give herself that S bingo line. So I'd be inclined to think she did see Miz and this was a positional choice.
Yeah.
Try and give herself a really high chance of another bingo and completely outrunning Nigel. But I do question the play. I think those 15 points were not to be sneezed at. And her leave was so good anyway.
It's good either way,
Nigel was going to have to play the tactics of catching up and make sure that there were lines on the board.
Oddly enough, actually, though, she's not going to know it, but this has limited Nigel's setup.
Yeah.
Quite considerably.
Yeah, it is a bit of a spanner in the works for him, isn't it? That pickup of Esther's makes an 8 with an S, if I'm not mistaken.
Diaresis.
Not one that plays.
That's one I have to remember works in English as well. I know that from Spanish as the way they say umlaut. The two dots.
But even, yeah, I mean, I say diaresis as well.
You do? Okay, there you go. I wasn't sure if that was universal to more than one language, but yeah. In German, of course, they say umlaut for that.
I hadn't actually joined the dots with that particular word.
There you go.
Yeah.
In any case, yes, that is. I know it from Spanish. I was not sure.
Oh, you're so multilingual. What else do you speak?
English and Spanish are my two fluent languages, and then French and Portuguese I can do some of as well. So
pretty awesome.
Not bad. Scrabble I'm not fluent in, sadly.
Oh, too modest.
I am functionally fluent, but as for being fluent, that's another story.
So what do we think Nigel should do here? I'm really not sure. He's sort of staring vacantly at the board.
Probably because he didn't expect it to get taken out.
It's easy to miss stuff with... Oh, there we go, that's the play.
Beauty.
Yep. Very good. You either see it or you don't, and of course Nigel does. He manages to not give a bingo up as well, I think.
Diaresis does not quite play for that S and Mauvais. Jarids is an option for Esther if she just wants points, but she's probably going to think about balancing and keeping bonus tiles. So I wouldn't be surprised if IE in some form went down as a fish.
Yeah, I mean the two-tile fish's attempt to here, the leave is so good, but she's going to have to give up points to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's quite the right play with only a 15-point lead. I mean, even something just like wide or wire is going to score comfortably more than a two-tile fish.
Wide I'd probably go for personally. And Jason Katzbrand points out that, Meze turned out to be a big mistake.
Oh, hello.
Oh, look at that. Deionizer. Beautiful. Well, that's the other way to deal with that rack. Nice play. I'm expecting to see 2 exclamation marks here from Jason Katzbrand. That's usually what he... 3. Oh, we got 3, 4, 5 exclamation marks from JKB. There you go.
Here's us talking about two-tile fishes. Esther's got 9 letter bingos on her mind. Really awesome play from Esther.
Nice one.
Nigel doesn't bat an eyelid, just gets on with it.
It's like, yes, I've done that one before. Something like this.
That was a very poor New Zealand accent. So what does he play here? Welk? That E hook on Mauvais is still hanging for anyone who wants to use it. That is probably going to be important at some stage. Nigel has to be careful with the board here. There are scoring opportunities everywhere, and that's not really what you want as the trailing player. You want it to be a bingo or nothing board as the trailing player. And that's really not what Nigel's looking at. Which is one reason why Welk sort of jumps out at me straight away, unless I'm missing something good. Welk knocks out a fairly easy score. He goes for twerk.
Oh yeah.
Is that CSW15?
Yes it is.
Okay.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, I haven't quite seen enough of it to be able to summon it tonight. Esther can at least score some points here with Bodice, which closes up the top of the board. And may well be other stuff on as well.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything better than that. Confirmed in the chat as a suggestion as well. Yeah, looks like we're on the same page here, more or less.
Oh, Nigel got the eye that he was hoping for. Oh, and a blank. Wow. He's a hard man to put away, isn't he?
Mm. Yeah, there it goes.
Solid play. So, .85 lead, and presumably Nigel has a bingo here. But does he have a high scoring one?
And I already saw earlier today when I was annotating on his side that he passed on a decently scoring bonus because he had about 39 points without making one, so he does not hesitate to pass on them if he feels it's not the right choice.
His ideal ones here would be from the J or from the K.
He almost has Kaio Liang, but he's got a U instead of an A.
Nothing from the J I can confirm, and nothing from the K, so he's not looking at high scores here. I think he's forced to bingo anyway, probably.
But he is using the blank, he's making an indication there, so...
Through the S.
Oh, so we've got a delay here. Okay. Sorry guys, it looks like from the broadcast side of things here, we're on a bit of a delay because Michael is putting down the letters before Nigel had finished writing out the blank slip from our point of view, so if we are lagging on our commentary, apologies.
So this game's a good fight, isn't it? 388, 403. Esther's got a 15-point lead to defend.
And with all vowels.
All vowels, which is very unpleasant. Both blanks down. A heavy bag.
Nigel has no vowels, so they both have opposite problems right now.
Oh, this is going to be a fascinating finish. Just trying to get a clear sense of the pool.
4 A's, 2 E's, and F, 2 G's. H, I, 2 N's, O, P, R, S, T.
Yeah, so quite bingo-y actually, but the bingo lines on the board are not great.
There is options for things like fade from B2, F-I-A-X.
I think if I were Esther, I'd be extremely tempted by a Ouija.
Oh, like Ouija, like the Ouija board.
Yeah, Ouija board. I know it gives counterplay away down the end column, but nonetheless, that's what I'd go for.
And that is what she has decided as well.
That 30-point lead could actually turn out to be a pretty big lead, I think. Nigel has to figure out what to do with this. He can play Thong, which will easily catch him up, but saddle him with some fairly incompatible consonants towards the end of the game. He may well be forced to take those points, I think, given the 30 points that he's behind.
Sorry, what option were you going for?
Thong at H11.
H11. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I was looking for things besides WAP for the O and Ouija, or anything parallel perhaps to Ouija. But I'm not seeing anything offhand that would justify playing there.
And Nigel's S is the case S, yes it is, so you could try and do something smart and set it up with WAP or something like that.
And I guess that is what he's doing.
He's doing it.
He might as well. He can only draw a vowel from here, basically.
Yeah. No, I think it's a smart play. He's taken a substantial score hit there, but the flexibility is considerably higher. Makes it really tough for Esther to get any points at all.
and Esther's not going to know it, but Nigel does not appear to have anything that would reach on this next turn, which is a very fortunate turn of events for her. Oh yeah, from Nigel's point of view, according to Nick, he was fishing for 1 at 4 A's, which yeah, that makes sense. You would think he would grab one.
Get vangs. So with 4 in the bag, what is Esther's best strategy here?
There are 2 A's unseen to her, so she's going to be looking to think, okay, well, how do I lose this game? And for her, it would be a play that would go up from Nigel's setup of a womp. She's got to be thinking he set that up. So she's got to think about ways to limit. Well, there's only 1 S. She's got to be thinking, how do I lose this game? Because she's only up by 5. And the most likely way to lose would be a play up there, right? I mean, if there's a bonus, then so be it, but from a K, that's not likely. There's no U's left, so she won't be thinking about Q plays except for Kanat, but she... Yeah, Kanat is still possible. But I don't know if Kanat alone would make her lose. I think a play from 01 would be the only thing that, to me, looks like would make her lose right away. So the issue is, what does she play? That actually does enough, like gives her any points and still kind of blocks things up. Now all of a sudden there is only 1 A in the bag, so I don't know if Nigel's rack is updated appropriately. To the broadcast booth, if you guys are listening, can you please verify that the racks you have on the left for both Nigel and Esther are correct? Because it looks like the Quackle tile pool changed, so we want to make sure that we are commentating with the correct letters from on the left. Thank you.
So, I mean, this top right corner problem that Esther's got, there's actually not a whole heap she can do about it. So, that leads me to think that her best strategy to win must be to try and outrun it. And that means outrunning possible out in 2s that Nigel can make, starting with a play from 01.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tough ask. I'm
trying to look for long plays.
Yeah, she'll need a flexible rack to do it. I almost think a 2-tile fish at 4K, which is not really a fish, just to force Nigel to draw the extra tile and keep at least a modest lead might be all she can do. She's basically taking that strategy. Oh no, she's
still leaving 1 in the bag.
Only leaving 1 in the bag. I don't know about that. It makes it easier for Nigel to calculate the endgames and go out in 2.
Yeah. And we've seen how lightning fast you can calculate those.
Yeah, and that L could have been a handy tile for Esther.
But it looks like, you know, again, she doesn't know it yet, but this is actually very good for her because Nigel does not have something that reaches.
Yeah, can he permute the endgames to give himself something that reaches by, say, playing, I don't know, ping? That's probably a really bad option, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Or pang through the A of Akajar. What sort of tiles are you looking at?
Well, right now...
Quackle, yeah, you're right. Quackle, the Quackle pool disagrees with the racks, doesn't it?
It doesn't quite work, yeah. Nick, basically, in these cases, Quackle is 100% correct because there is a native Scrabble player who is running Quackle, but we have someone who is not as familiar with Scrabble who is running the video mixer program, so the pool we can be certain is correct, but the tiles on the left I'm going to guess are off. And I'll say that Esther's are likely correct, but I'm going to say Nigel's, which is the rack that's most important right now, I think is off.
Looks like...
They just finished a tile.
I don't know if I'm correctly inferring here. It looks like Nigel must have had the F if the Quackle pool was displaying correctly. Oh.
He's blocking Faye. Like I was going to say, one of Esther's good options was Doff and Faye and Ita. So he's probably still going for an S hook on WAP. Pang's left over. Yeah. And he's also got Pangs to the G in Newsling. But Esther will still have that word I'm not going to say. She also has forget. She's probably not going to play it. Well, can she play anything that actually blocks and helps? Maybe not.
She has to contend with this 43-point outplay from Nigel.
Quackle for Esther. Jason says preferred T at mauvais and la.
So if the quick calculation I've just done is correct, the N10 players aren't enough. They'll just lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's quite enough.
There's only a point or two in it, but nonetheless not enough.
Does Nigel have 2 outs right now? Besides, well, Pangs, of course, being the big one, but I'm trying to see another one, because he has Pangs for points from N10, but does he have any extra out? Oh, it's Pang and misses. Oh my god. Wow.
Tough spot for Esther. How much does that one score? High 30s, or 36 or something. Ouch. Hard to see a way home for Esther.
Wow.
What an excellent play Doven looks like.
Sick endgame play,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I wish we had been confident of exactly what the pool was when you played it.
It would have been nice because then we could have maybe found it. Maybe.
Yeah, well, to commentate the. I mean, have to assume that an A wasn't the only draw that was the win, or maybe it was the only draw that won, and you knew it and just went for the only chance. But it's thinkable that there might have been other tiles, perhaps an O. O was a winning draw for him as well. Certainly it would have had to have been a vowel, and I don't see the E working up for him.
No.
So what was it, AAO or something like that? 3 out of 8 shot.
Yeah.
Do people agree with that? Doven is a 3 out of 8 winning shot. I'm not even sure that the O is a win yet. Still, even to find a 3 out of 8, or even a 2 out of 8 winning shot with what he had, nothing to go up to 0-1 is a fairly awesome effort, and it's going to win him the game. Make sure that I've done the maths correctly. So Esther's top score is from M10, which is 38. I think Nigel scores 43 for a 1-point win.
What a game.
Yeah, really excellent game.
And you got a feel for Esther, who's recovered nicely after the last game with Nigel. She tripled. She played a 9. And really, for the most part, played an excellent game here. The only one that we just maybe didn't agree with was Miz as opposed to Miz, but great from her side. She's just playing a legend. I mean, that's just really the only way to describe the difference in this game is, he's the best player.
But that the comment about Axel,
yeah,
that allowed Nigel to do what he did, and we did say that when she played that turn.
The easier endgame.
The leaving 2 in the bag, keeping the L back, might have been in her favour.
Well, she's playing Frap, and then we're going to assume that Nigel will play Spang. Or Spy.
I was about to say, there's no way Nigel doesn't play Spang there.
Yeah, he's put Spang on the bottom.
Yeah, so there is a lesson in that pre-end game, and the lesson is to do with Esther's play of Axel. You must be really careful about whether you give a player like Nigel 1 or 2 tiles to commute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if she just played the AE over on row 4, it would have given Nigel a much tougher path to victory.
Or even just Axe in the same spot and holding the L back, just to make it a little harder to figure the end game out.
I mean, I'm not even sure that other option was more winning. It may not have been. And against Nigel, of course, that's important. But against someone who's less amazing than Nigel, by complicating the game for them and making them deal with that 2 tile in the bag scenario, you're really helping yourself a lot. And you're throwing much more of the hard work back onto your opponent. And that's so crucial.
Yeah, you go up from 8 possibilities with 1 tile in the bag to many, many more. I forget, how does it go up to again?
I don't know. What am I, some kind of
a math person?
Yeah.
But many more than 8 anyway when you have 2 tile possibilities to deal with. We should talk about tea. Well, actually, we had tea before this round. There was a very quick tea break. But you mean the tea play on the board? I see.
You didn't think that's what he meant?
No, I did. I'm just being cheeky.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to talk about it because I want to take a break. So,
all right.
Michael says it's great, so that's fine with me.
All right. So that is that. Apparently, we are going to go take a break right now.
You can just talk to them on your own if you want.
I think I am going to take a break here as well. I think we have roughly 15 minutes before the start of the next round, so we're both going to sign off here briefly.
Pre-break, I'll just see if I can advertise the upcoming pairing.
Yeah, we'll check on that just before we go for a break here.
We do have the round 8 pairings. Oh, Esther's going to love this.
Is she playing him again?
3-peat, guys. We have a 3-peat coming up.
Is this just like Straight King of the Hill?
It's Straight King of the Hill.
Oh my god. Okay, so a 3-peat.
And the psychology of this is really going to start favouring Nigel after an absolutely massive blowout, whereas Tony, plus now beating her narrowly, it's going to be really, really tough for Esther to come back and win that 3rd game consecutively. But Esther is a tough cookie, so maybe
she is a tough cookie. Yeah, it's looking like, Jason, we are going to confirm it is a 3-peat. So the 2 of them, I'm assuming, will be on board 1 again for the next game. So this is basically like a final. We're getting a final today.
I mean, I kind of feel sorry for Esther. I would need to have to go 3 games in a row against Nigel on day 1.
Oh, any day, but day 1 especially. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here, back in 15 minutes for round 8 coverage, which will be for a 3rd time. Nigel Richards and Esther Perrins on table 1. Until then, signing off briefly. We'll see you again soon.